You are listening and watching Sweats, Heels, and Mental Health Podcast,
where we have girl talk with a mental health twist.
Please click subscribe and listen and watch for our next episode.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Sweats, Heels, and Mental Health Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Marshon.
And I'm your other co-host, Maria Bush.
And as you all know, we're twinning with winning women. It's been a little while. We wanted to definitely come check back in with you guys, finishing our season 3. But we definitely wanted to start off by doing a mental health check-in with this episode. You know, it's just so many things going on right now, just in our lives and in the world. So we just want to do a mental health check-in, just see how you guys are doing, kind of discuss some things and give some tips.
Absolutely. I think, Marshon, we talked about this, in the last 2 years, if it hasn't shown us anything else, it has shown us that keeping mentally fit, like keeping our mental health as a priority, is something that we have to be intentional about. I think we have experienced so much, even now with the COVID, the new variants that are out here, folks that are experiencing grief and loss, climate changes. We've talked about it, Marshon. And so I think it's so important that we come back to 2022 and talk about that and making sure that I know everyone's getting those New Year resolutions and goals in place, but hopefully that we are making mental health a priority.
Yes, listen, self-care is a big thing as well when dealing with a lot of things mentally, but for sure, I know that with school being in, people coming out of the break, going into the semester. Over the break, it was such a big outbreak with the Omicron virus or variant per se, like a cold. But I mean, a lot of people were getting sick. A lot of people were having to quarantine. A lot of people, a lot of kids out of school. So it is a lot going on. I know here in the Jackson County or the Missouri area, as well as others too, but I'm in Missouri. So I know that a lot of schools are doing a lot of canceling classes or going virtual, closings because there's not enough staff or, people to be able to teach these kids. And they're a lot of the schools got parents on alert that they can cancel at any moment, like not even go virtual because they just don't have the staff to cover it. Mm-hmm. So they're telling parents, have that plan B ready. At any moment we can call and say, hey, schools cancel, class cancel. So they're parents trying to figure out again, like, okay, I need care. Where am I going to send my child? Because a lot of parents are also going back to work at their actual job locations versus being able to still do it from home. So I know that's a big stressor. And then having kids back at home, trying to feed them all day, it's a lot.
It's a lot. And you think about parents that have special needs children, and they're already homeschooling them and taking care of them 24/7. And then add on top of that, if there is a caregiver, they are also a caregiver of their elderly parents or grandparents. And so it's stressful. Mm-hmm. And it's taking a moment to really be aware and taking responsibility to make sure that you are making your mental health a priority. Even if it's, getting a close friend to come over and help, or another family member, or it's hiring someone for an hour just so that you can get away. If you don't have be able to hire anyone because your resources are limited, maybe tag teaming it with somebody that a close friend or somebody else that has children or has to caregive. Because you're no good to anybody else if you're no good to yourself. We talk about that. I mean, just being a parent and just being an individual now, we've all experienced trauma at this state in society right now. And so I think another thing is, we talked about being intentional. Make it a part of your schedule, just like you schedule that TV show you watch every day, or that movie, or going out to get a drink, or whatever you scheduling. Put that in there. Block out an hour just to yourself to do some deep breathing, take a relaxing bath, read something that you've been wanting to read for a time, or getting up a few minutes earlier, just so you can clear your head and set your mind on some positive things in the morning, or before you go to bed, journaling, doing something. I know that for me, I'm not a morning person, so I'd rather stay up late at night.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather stay up late at night and do what I need to do and have that extra few minutes to sleep in. But because the way my schedule is set up,
Right.
I am a morning person, so I have to find those little gaps in my day, and being intentional about that, and whether, and do those things I need to do to keep my mental health as a priority.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's just whatever that looks like for you as a person, whether it's dancing, playing music, writing, blogging, like you said, it can be a number of things. Watching TV shows, that's a lot of people. I got my shows, listen, and it's relaxing to just sit there and watch them, not think, not do anything, laugh, have a good time, or to get into that drama with the Love and Hip Hop reunion.
Yes.
Growing up hip hop, all that. I mean, it's a stress relief.
Um,
But and then also, other things that I do, writing or blogging, but just whatever that looks like for you. I mean, just make sure you pave out that time to do it. I mean, there's a lot of stressors going on right now. Like I said, with school, I definitely like the idea about linking up with maybe other parents that that have kids, and you guys kind of taking shifts or juggling that with each other, so you can get a break, or just, hey, I gotta go to work, you can watch them, I'll get them this evening. Tag teaming, we got to support each other. With people, with boundaries, of course, but also I look at the weather, things happening. We got people who believe in Bible, religion, or just conspiracy, whatever your preference is with it. But I mean, the weather's crazy, so we're definitely in some kind of time right now. But that's a stress. It's hot one day, it's cold the next. You don't know if it's gonna snow, rain, flood, hurricane, tsunamis happening. I mean, it's a lot, and that's a stressor in itself too. You wearing shorts tomorrow, and you had a coat on today. So,
are you wearing
cleaning off the car?
Are you wearing shorts when it's cold? Listen,
because we are doing that too. But yeah, I mean, just the weather and the global warming issues that we're having. That's relevant too. That's stressors. Just not knowing what's day by day the next day is going to bring. Also, a lot of people have lost parents or family members or friends to COVID or any other type of sickness or illness, right now. So that's a time to, just dealing with death on top of everything else as well. So yeah, definitely find some time for yourself, and like I said, whatever that looks like for you, to take that stress off or just relieve some of that stress.
What's your thoughts, Sean, on stinking thinking, and in regards to like mental health? Like,
you said stinking thinking?
Like thinking.
In regards to mental health, I would say just having a positive attitude. Not always overthinking. I guess I should say, don't overthink. Sometimes some things you just gotta take for face value. Some things are what they are. Other things, sometimes I think people tend to overthink, so do some research. And that can range from different things. Like I said, from like what we talk about, the weather, what's going on in the government, the media. I mean, Black Lives Matter, anything, you know what I'm saying? It's just doing research for yourself, because a lot of people overthink because we're not researching either, for our own knowledge of something. So that way you've got concrete information. And not only that, there's common sense. Right. That's the biggest fact, common sense and experience. But so yeah, but I think that definitely has something to do with mental health, because when we overthink, we just overdo a lot, you know what I'm saying? And it takes you to a place. It can take you to a place where you don't need to be, and it affects your mental health because you're stressing, you're thinking about it. Is it true? Is it not? Whatever it is. Overthinking, man, can really boggle your mind. So
yeah, you made me think about, it was something I did research on not too long ago, about how many thoughts we have in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Research shows that we have about over 6,000 thoughts every day. And you think about it, and I think about that, and I'm like, our thoughts can either make us or break us, you know? And so what are we have to really pay attention to what we are ruminating on every day, and
Mm-hmm.
how long we are allowing ourselves to think about that. Especially if we are a worrier, a natural, you know, not a natural, but if we have that issue of worrying, how long are you allowing yourself to worry about a situation? And how to deal with that, how to actually stop those thoughts and
Yeah.
pick up alternative thoughts. Like you said, having a positive attitude, because listen, how you know, the way you think, man, it can make you feel so crappy.
And
You
it
know,
and
back in the day, yeah, it made
yeah,
me think when we go through breakups when we were growing up, and then that sad blues song come on. you
yeah,
and it just sinks you back deeper
back
in that,
into it.
because we're thinking about it, and everything we're looking at and listening to is helping to remind us of that situation. So it's like, what are we feeding ourselves every
Mm-hmm.
day? You know?
The mind is so amazing. Like I definitely believe we don't even access
Mm-hmm.
certain parts of our mind for whatever reason, or if it'll ever happen. But it even just not even using the brain at the capacity that we do, at the capacity that we do use it, I should say, it can manifest things
Yeah.
that, you know, it manifests things, you know, your smell, you know, you smell this scent and you hear this noise, or you see these flashing lights, or whatever. The mind can manifest things that aren't really happening.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I think that's something that happens a lot too. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Just positive thoughts, you know, about anything, and trying to just see the bigger picture, and practicing, you know, self-meditation, whatever you got to do. Because the mind is a powerful thing. But yeah, it can definitely manifest
Come on.
good or bad. So we want it to be positive versus the negative.
Yeah. You are what you think. You are what you think. I was talking to someone today, and then I was talking to a client last week about that, is how we are our own self-critic as well too.
Mm-hmm.
How we look at a situation when we go through something. Are we going to take that perspective of that victim, or take that perspective as the worrier? Are we going to take that perspective as the champ? Like, you know what, despite what I'm going through, I'm going to get through this. Yeah, it's hard as hell. It doesn't feel like it's fair, but
Mm-hmm.
what can I do with this? What can I turn this pain into?
Yeah.
You know, giving that energy to something else. And I know that, you know, it's a process, especially for folks that are, like we mentioned earlier, that are going through grief and loss. You know, it's a process. And so you have to allow yourself that grieving process, which it looks so differently for everybody.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of almost sit in it. It feels like it's uncomfortable, but knowing that you're going to get through it. Um, so it's, yeah, this is good stuff, Sean.
Yeah. Let it run its course.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the best option I feel, and advice I can give, is let it run it. You have to let it run its course. You have to deal with it and go through it, face it, because sooner or later it's gonna come up. So facing it head on, just go through it, deal with it, get that support, whatever you need,
Yeah.
and then it'll be all good, man, for
But
sure.
yeah, and I think about, we were talking about this not too long ago, especially folks that are going through divorce, that
Mm-hmm.
completed, are going through divorce, and not, like we saying, allowing yourself to go through the process and let it run its course, versus immediately stopping the process of healing and grieving the loss and jumping into another relationship. It's, you can't rush things, because it's going to come back up some way, form, or fashion. And I remember um, Joseph Walker the third said this, you know, when you have baggage and you haven't healed completely, you go into another relationship. It's like showing up to a restaurant, you and this partner, and before you sit down, you're given this $300 bill. And I think he said some number, $300 bill. And it's like you are paying for somebody else's stuff
Mm-hmm.
that you didn't cause or create. And so you allowing yourself that time to heal and properly heal and really look at yourself and look at the situation so you can properly move forward is the best thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I want to bring up something else though too. This is something I see when I'm out and about that I think is best for everybody in the world, especially with sick. It's winter time. It's sickness going on, but people, listen. The best thing that the world came out with for America, this right here, baby.
What's that? Yes. Come on.
There's a lot of people in this world, for whatever reason, they don't like to, they like to spread their germs. That's all right. It's not all right. It's nasty. So a lot of people don't want to wear masks. A lot of people vaccinated, boosted, whatever. I don't care what you are. If you wear your mask, man, I'm all for this all day, every day. I could put it on. Sometimes I'm the only person with one on. I don't care. I don't want what's out here. I don't want your cold, flu. Even if you just got allergies, I don't want you coughing on my face. It's disgusting. So, hey, people, wear your mask. Cover your, or you don't gotta, if you don't want to wear a mask, that's fine. Just cover your cough and your sneeze. Here you go.
Yeah, just dab it, right? Just dab it,
That's
right?
what you do.
Come on.
Cough and sneeze on yourself. Don't do it in the air and around other people. Let's save other people's lives.
What? Come on.
I just want to throw that out there. I mean, it's just because I see a lot of people, and if this is before the pandemic or before this COVID virus, people are doing it just period. It's disgusting. People, cover your cough.
Yeah.
Cover your sneeze. Nobody wants what you have. Even if you have nothing, we don't want your germs in our food, drink, or land on the surface of our vehicles. Come on. That's it.
And it's not, if not for yourself, do it for somebody else.
Do it for others.
I preach, I talk about kindness so much and self-kindness. And I think that's one of the best acts of kindness is wearing a mask right now.
Now, there's an episode, and if anybody knows, we love The Office, okay? Love The Office. But there's an episode when they talk about health or something, but, Dwight talks about, no, we don't need hand sanitizer stations or nothing. Your body needs to get used to germs. Like, we need stations with like shit and feces and, mucus that you could rub into and let your immune system build it up. So then Jim goes, oh, so it's okay if I sneeze on you? He sneezed on him. And then when he was in the break room, I think Andy sneezed on his toast. Yeah. So people who don't wear, it ain't even about, I think you should wear a mask, but if you are going to be sneezing and coughing in the air, just think about, would you want somebody sneezing on your toast and you about to eat it? You're okay with that. Because you're okay with sneezing and coughing in the air and with anybody. So you okay with somebody sneezing on your food you about to eat and coughing on you directly? Think about that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, do it for your neighbor. Just do it for your neighbor. That goes into boundaries. I think that goes into setting boundaries. I think we just came out of the holidays, but I think moving forward in this year, being able to say no if it's an event going on and not feeling obligated to go to attend an event, being able to say that's not the best thing for me and my family right now.
Yeah. No is an answer. We always say no is an answer. It's a complete sentence. Yeah. You don't owe anybody an explanation, reason, nothing. No is an answer. You don't want to do something, don't want to go. No is an answer.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
One thing I did want to offer, we were talking about mental health check-in, and I am definitely an advocate of mental health and suicide prevention. And I definitely wanted to make sure we mentioned the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, resources for folks that are needing that additional support. Not even if it's not for yourself, maybe your children, teenagers. I just did a video on my page about youth and suicide, how I'm seeing a trend in my practice. But I want to offer that National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and we'll also attach it to the video caption. But it's 1-800-273-8255, and that's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And they are open 24/7, 365 days out of the year.
Yes, I agree with that. Definitely. check the info. Because I mean, suicide is definitely still a big thing as well. Like I said, especially with stressors and things going on, people just ready to check out. You know, so there's help, there's resources. We love you. You're needed. We want you here.
That's right.
For sure.
Absolutely. And we are still quarantined. Some folks are still quarantining at times, or we have moved to working from home remotely 24/7, 5 days out of the week. And so it's important to stay connected in some way, form, or fashion. And so if it's doing a Zoom with your family, FaceTiming with somebody, texting with someone, somehow staying connected to your people, because sometimes that can push you into depression, that can push you into feeling lonely, and it can push you into making some self, destructive decisions and very irrational, decisions when you're in that space. And so it's important to stay connected to your people, to your tribe, to your crew. And that's the same thing for our kids, keeping them connected to family, whether it's FaceTime and family or being able to FaceTime their friends, just some way feeling like they belong, still belong.
Yes, I agree with that. For sure. I can definitely say I love FaceTime with my niece and nephew out of town. And then, people here too, as we see it fit, but yeah, for sure.
This is good. Well, definitely, if you guys, as always, we appreciate y'all emailing us with any questions or concerns, any additional feedback from our episodes. We appreciate you all doing that. And that's the same moving into 2022. We'll have new episodes coming out.
Yes.
So stay connected. Visit us on YouTube. We are on all
podcast platforms. Yes, definitely subscribe, click like, watch and listen.
Absolutely. Well, until next time, thanks, Shine.
Love you, sis. Y'all stay connected.
All right. Be well, good people.